We're going to move on to the next set of OCs called Bat OCs.
Whoa.
They're the Bat Ponies. And like we did with good OCs, we're going to be starting off with Smooth. So, Smooth, tell us all about your Bad Bat OC.
Okay. This is Revery, I believe is how it is pronounced. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe it is Revery.
Revery? I don't know.
It has an odd pronunciation. She's somewhat quiet, exceptionally awkward, and introverted around others. She's loneliness. Loneliness is likings. Also, she has really bad insomnia, because of completely flipped out sleeping patterns, and she rarely gets to spend times with others because she's not usually around the same people on the same days, because maybe we'll sleep until 5 today. Oh, looks like we're sleeping until 12 today. And, oh, hey, look, 5, and then 17, and then, Fun schedules of sleeping. It's fun. She doesn't really work well with social norms. It's very difficult for her. So she just kind of hides most of the time, either wrapped away studying or sleeping off the nights. She has really good eyesight, though, and she has good hearing as well, both natural for bat ponies. Both of her parents were night guards, so she was alone a lot of the time, and she had a big fear of nightmares, and thus gained the inability to sleep from that as well, because she had no one to comfort her. She started reading books in her father's study, read one detailing nightmares and dreams, and it intrigued her, so she decided she would try to analyze her own nightmares and fears, because of what, she found and stuff in the books, and she decided to psychology herself into trying to be able to stop the nightmares from happening. And from that first time that she tried to sleep at that, she had one of the best nights of sleep she'd ever had, and woke up with her cutie mark. But even with that, she still struggles to sleep sometimes, and she has a terrible pattern, and even in adulthood. She also doesn't actually scare very easily because she works as a sleep therapist, and she's gone through what others fear a lot, so she bolsters up power against those things as well as trying to help her patients.
Clients as well is also a thing?
Ooh, right.
I mean, I definitely like a lot, like the concept for the most part. I mean, I don't know how exactly I feel, but so far the actual personality and backstory is it's not bad. It's.
I'm not exactly sure how I feel like it. It's really good in some parts, but for some reason it just makes me feel not completely with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just set up in a way that my brain doesn't understand incredibly well. It just.
I get you though.
Mainly brought her on for those aesthetics. This is, for the most part, a good part too, but good part too.
It's like a good part too?
The coat color, I'm okay with. That's one of the most common coat colors for bat ponies, and I'm just like, yeah, I see that. What I'm not so sure about is the main colors, the little stars in the wings that are there even in the non-accessorized version, meaning they are part of her, and the very, very, very detailedness of the cutie mark. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how to simplify a Dreamweaver to be show accurate. It'd be difficult. I think it might be possible, but there's basically only a circle with a lot of lines inside of it and no detail outside of that circle.
Well, I mean, there's also the feathers.
That'd be show accurate.
What I would do if you were to try and make it show accurate is, I mean, I can't see the cutie mark super detailed because this picture, I can't see it any larger than whatever is like the default thing on DeviantArt. But it looks like the feathers on the Dreamweaver are a bit detailed, so I would simplify those to just, like, I don't know, look up some show style kind of feather things. You'll get a good idea. And then I would just not make it so that the Dreamweaver just doesn't have as many lines in it if you were to make it more show style, just because you'll still get the point of the cutie mark is to get the idea across. It doesn't have to be the actual thing.
Yeah. Which I do kind of like the Dreamweaver as the cutie mark for what she does, though.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I think it's not a bad cutie mark, like, conceptually. I just think that the execution could be done a little bit better.
What I don't like mainly about the mane and tail are all those colors. All those colors.
I don't particularly like the fact that there are so many colors, which
I kind of like the colors.
Yeah, they're not bad colors, but they don't. Most of the ones that aren't the two darkest don't really like work as well.
The darkest one seems like way too dark of a color. If to make this, more show style, I would probably only have the middle purple, I guess is how I would best say it. The one next to the darkest that's a bit lighter than that.
The one that's there, like, almost the least, oddly.
Yeah.
Which that one seems like it fits the best.
Yeah, it seems like it works so well. And like all of the colors that aren't the two darkest purples mesh together really well. I don't think they work on a gray or a dark gray Bat Pony.
Yeah, they work together as colors, but not to the pony.
Like with Paper Stars, she had a lot of really or more brighter pastel colors in her mane, but her coat worked with them more.
Yeah, because it was like pink.
Yeah, it was a brighter, more lively thing, whereas the coat's really dull and drab more in this, and
they just seem. It seems fake. It just seems fake, especially when you look at the tail. Like it just seems like there were just extensions just added, which also I just don't like the design of that tail. Like I'm just gonna be really honest. It's like that. The way that the colors, like, that's not how hair works. And I get that ponies aren't like humans, and there's like you can obviously be like, yeah, well, like whatever, but at the same time, it's still hair, and it still grows like hair, and hair doesn't grow like that.
If it's supposed to be dyed, I would like for that to be stated at some point. Overall, there's not like a lot wrong with this pony. There are just some things that we mostly feel are kind of sort of thing. Backstory is pretty good though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well then, thank you for bringing that one on. But we got to move on to the second bad OC this week. Meddy, please tell me all about your bad OC and why you picked it for bad OC this week.
This is Anchors by Chatters the Box. Also, we had an OC of hers on a while ago.
She was a little shit.
Very long time ago.
Wonderful. Super nice. What we say here is not indicative to her character, because she is a wonderful individual no matter what we say.
No, it's indicative to her character, because this is her character.
Oh my god, what am I saying? Anyway. Go!
You're trying to defend too hard.
She is from Vancouver. Has that one been used before?
Yes.
I feel like it has.
If that one hasn't been used, I would be very surprised.
She lives in a house with her crewmates because I'm assuming she has something to do with ships, due to the fact that her name involves a piece of a ship that is very important, the anchor. And she does work with boats. In fact, she offers to serve boaters by standing watch of their boats during night, because she is nocturnal like Bat Ponies.
She's a fucking Bat Pony.
She anchors them. She keeps them anchored. I get it.
This anchors me.
She is a very well-tempered and very kind to those who show her respect. And that's something that's very respectable. And she dislikes liars, thieves, and fillies and colts and arrogant ponies.
So...
I hate assholes, kids, and assholes. Besides that, there's nothing more on her. Chatter said that she's thinking of adding more later, which is not something that I like to see on a submitted OC, and is one of the reasons I brought it in for bad, is when you submit an OC, you should be submitting a final product, not a almost finished product.
I'm going to go against you there for a second, because there are a lot of times that people bring in, they're looking to still tweak their ponies or see if there's any way they could improve it.
Yeah,
That we talk
Yeah,
about
but
all
you
the time.
can't improve something if you don't have anything to improve upon.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, don't
that's why
have
there
it.
has to.
Don't send
That's
it
why
in
there
if
has
it's
to
100%.
be a sufficient enough staff for us to say that we can say things upon ideas or maybe give more ideas.
Yeah.
Because in a case like this, there's not much for us to say on that end, whereas others, like, who would be looking for stuff like that from us, would more than likely have more information for us to talk about.
She's really cute.
Yeah.
Really, is she now?
She's
I
super
didn't
cute.
notice.
Oh my god.
All those fucking bows. She's just missing one in her hair and just be like, oh
You
fuck.
mean all two of them?
All of them on this character sheet.
She reminds me of, like,
She reminds
she gives me a
young.
Candy vibe, honestly. Like, I know
She
she's,
gives-
like, I feel like, I can't actually describe that. It's so weird.
She is the sailor color palette, besides red hair. She is like the slogans for the Navy, basically. She is the ad campaign for sailors. Color palette.
She has adorable eyebrows.
Yeah.
I feel like eyebrows on ponies really help them express things.
I want to hug the living shit out of
Eyebrows
this pony.
in general help with expression.
It's
I wanna-
something that gets looked over a lot because it's not very popular in the show, but with the most recent addition of eyebrows into the show, those being like some of the best eyebrows on the show, is really good.
This pony's super fucking cute. I want to hug the living shit out of it.
I really like its coat color.
I
Like
like
her
I,
coat
I
color.
like all the colors.
There. Well, yeah, all of them, yes. But we've already kind of talked about the main colors.
If,
Oh, I mean, I've
And
said that
specifically
it's I've said it's sailor feel. Also, by the way, I like its sailor feel.
yes.
if we decided on things only by aesthetic wise, this would have been a good OC, except for that cutie mark.
I like it.
I mean,
It's
I mean,
okay.
if she is
Can you see
anchor,
it?
it is anchor. She works as anchor.
Can you see it though?
That is the problem.
I guess it could be more like the
It could
one in
just
the
be
jewel,
the blue. The blue would be
unless
fine.
that is actually the same color.
No, I wouldn't
it
go with
doesn't
blue.
look like it's the same color.
Actually, I would probably want to make it that same red that's like in her eyes. That like a little bit darker red. Because if you made it the same red as her mane and tail, it would look weird.
I feel like she already has too much red.
Yeah,
For
it's probably
that
has,
to work.
has quite a bit of... There's more red on this pony, really, than, like, anything.
She's really cute. I like Bat Ponies. This would be a good OC if it was aesthetic wise only. Fix that cutie mark.
Moving on to the next OC, we're going to take a look at Sky Swift by Don T. Wolf 22. So, Mitty, you were talking about the fact that anchors didn't have that much of a backstory, right? Well, guess what? This one doesn't have anything. Since there's not much that we can talk about with Sky Swift on the backstory. It's mostly going to be about an aesthetic thing here. Now, from a conceptual side, everything feels alright. It just seems a bit cluttered in this piece, I would say. And I think that's unfortunately due to the style in which it's drawn. But that's not really that big of a deal.
Cluttered, really. I like the general design of it. There could obviously be some like more evenings of things, like the one spike, the one lighter spike that goes down over the eye is gigantic in comparison to the ones around it, and for my peace of mind, I'd have those be closer to the same lengths, widths, and stuff like that.
Blue is okay as a Bat Pony. I mean, I think it's okay with the colors as well. It doesn't seem too terribly odd or weird of a color. I think it looks okay. It's kind of like the Good OC that you brought on, Smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it. But it just really needs more of a story. Like, that is the biggest problem I have, is the fact that, any story, even just to confirm that this is a female?
There's eyelashes, it's a female.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Just literally anything in the description would be great.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, you were like, more story. I was going to be like, no, any story.
Yeah. I also like how in this design of the sort of just character sheet in general, they went with a complementary color, the exact opposite, with orange for the background to really help make this character stand off and pop, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was smart.
Yeah.
It works.
This is okay. There's some things that I don't get, like what the fuck the cutie mark means.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what the fuck is going on with that cutie mark?
I mean,
It looks
I
like
can
a
kind of
cloud
get the
going
idea.
Mach 1.
yeah, Swift, or Sky Swift, which feels like an odd way of the name. It feels like it should almost be Swift Sky, but maybe that's incredibly cliche. So, Sky Swift just sounds really weird.
Yeah, it doesn't really quite have the flow.
I don't
Considering
get
the fact that
bracelet.
the adjective is second.
That is a pony maker thing, and I still don't get it, and it still looks dumb on all ponies. The
What?
bracelets.
I don't like bracelets.
Oh yeah, especially like I can at least understand the sometimes having like ones on like lower hoof,
I don't get that either. 'Cause
but like the upper leg, like I don't.
How do you
don't
get that
those.
there and keep it there?
Yeah, how does it not just like fall down? I mean, I guess if it's like just like a tight band, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It like
I guess
the
it
scarf
could be
isn't
like
okay.
elastic.
Yeah, I mean, but like it seems really out of place on this pony. The scarf, I have no problem with the scarf, but
It's decent. It just feels really flat and uninteresting, considering we have absolutely nothing to go off of. Like, what does this pony like? Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they grumpy? Are they forward? Are they introverted? Are they extroverted? Are they, do they have a family? Do they know anybody? Do they even have a memory?
This is a character review show. Send in like a character.
Yeah. Moving on to the last Bat OC of this episode, we're going to take a look at what Commander's got. So,
The OC that I brought this time is Lunar Pen. Lunar Pen is, a bat pony. She's got bat wings and all that stuff. Her parents are also both bat ponies. And she used to live in the Everfree Forest, but now lives in Ponyville. Her best friends are Vinyl Scratch and Fluttershy.
Oh.
Which
honestly,
by the way, real quick, you heard O's from 3 of us, so that's big indicator right there.
bad sign. And you know what makes me sad is like as I'm reading through this, like I actually don't have a problem with a lot of this character. I just really fucking hate that the pony's best friends are Vinyl Scratch and Fluttershy. It's totally like garbage fluff that doesn't need to be there. I'm really sorry to say it like that, but just
technically,
it just doesn't.
Just because they're your best friends does not mean you are their best friend. or even high on their friends list.
Even then, he's just...
Like, Commander's one of my best
Yeah.
friends, but he thinks I'm a piece of shit, so...
It's true. Anyways, so for personality, Lunar Pen is like she acts kind of like cool and may even look cool, but deep down she's shy and unsure of where she fits in. I'm just gonna say that it's shyness is not usually like a deep down thing. That's usually like the on the surface you're shy, but that's just how maybe that's just me.
I feel that.
But I do totally understand the like not understanding where she actually fits in thing. Like that's fine. But despite that, she manages to like hide her like shyness, which I might not call quite shyness, but with like it was sort of a like cool front and of a personality. She may look a bit scary, but she's super nice to ponies and tries to like help with anything that they ask her to do. She can be stubborn at times, but she's still a good true friend no matter what, and respects Princess Luna a lot. Which I guess she's a Bat Pony, so. For a bio, she was born deep in the Everfree Forest to a tribe of Bat Ponies. Her parents are named Nightshade and Shadowsong. She's a bit shy around the others, but longs to make friends with the ponies of Ponyville, which is obviously a town nearby. Her two friends so far are Vinyl, Scratch, and Fluttershy. She's a huge fan of Vinyl's music and loves hanging out with her, and she also loves hanging out with Fluttershy and helping Fluttershy with her critters. Her special talent is art, painting, drawing, sketching, music, etc., and someday she hopes to open an art gallery to show every pony her paintings of the night to show how beautiful it is through a Bat Pony's eyes. And then there's a cutie mark, but yeah. So, like the very end that where it talks about art and specifically like her paintings of the night to show like how it is through a Bat Pony's eyes. I really liked that. Like that part, I was just like, oh, like that's really cool because I don't know, because art is all about sort of just like expression and stuff. And I can imagine a Bat Pony would see the night sky and like night as a whole very differently than like daytime ponies.
So
I guess I'll just to refer to normal ponies.
Different expression or way of expressing it completely.
Yeah.
It'd be a new viewpoint.
And like just the entire like the culture of being a Bat Pony like would heavily influence that, which I think that's really cool. But why do you have to like insert yourself to be friends with Fluttershy and Vinyl? Like, I don't know whether it's that they're your favorite ponies or what.
It's probably that, but it's like you also have to think about this with My Little Pony being such a simple show and the polar opposite personalities of Fluttershy and Vinyl Scratch. It doesn't make show logic sense that you'd be friends with both of them in such a best friend way.
And that you'd be best friends with each of them independently, and they're like,
yeah,
and they don't. Assumingly don't know who you are. It just seems if you have some kind of interaction with them, that's one thing. But saying you're best friends with them is just.
The main six kind of have their own thing because it works for all of them to be best friends with each other because they are a specific group. They have connection to each other and are able to get along with each other, tolerate the things they don't like, because they have more than that. They have a lot. They have a lot together. Whereas Vinyl, Scratch, and Fluttershy, as far as we know, haven't even seen each other ever.
Well, no, wait, no.
Vinyl Scratch was there for Fluttershy not being funny.
Aesthetics, I mean, goods and bads. The dark or the black of the mane is not like pure black.
It's brown.
Yeah, it's actually brown.
Yeah, it is like a brown.
I still don't really like it all that much as a color on a pony, but
it's still gross.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, the eye highlights like they stand out and like clash, which I don't know. I wouldn't think that they would that much, but they do way more than I would have expected. I don't know what's going on with them.
There's a very big difference in saturation. An extreme difference in saturation. I believe the hue changes as well, and definitely obviously the luminosity or the brightness of them, but hue and saturation have changed immensely from the rest of the eye, and it's not supposed to be.
And as I change my viewing angle, it's very apparent as I change my viewing angle. Like, damn.
Saturation in the eyes. Pastel colors, please. Pastel colors, please.
Yeah.
Pastel colors, please.
Yep.
Pastel color horses.
Pastel ponies.
I understand that most people want to put like super dark colors on a pony,
especially Bat Ponies.
Well, I mean, like even the popular Bat Ponies aren't super dark. And that cutie mark.
The cutie mark.
It's like someone was like, I need to come up with a cutie mark. I want it to be about drawing, but I don't just want a pen. So, Moon. Bam. Done. It'd make it a Bat Pony, slap a fucking label on it, send it out.
I feel like the star doesn't need to be there at least. Or maybe the moon doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I like having one of them since what they specifically are doing is creating art about the night to show what it's like as a bat pony and stuff like that. So I like the idea behind it. I just don't like the cutie mark and the way it looks.
Be blunt about it. Be more like you don't
be artsy.
Yeah, be artsy about it because this is not artsy.
You complained about an artsy cutie mark earlier this episode.
By the way, the color in the mane and the color in the tail are two different colors.
They are two different colors? They do look kind of like two different colors.
Yeah, they're two different colors.
Actually, which color in the mane? Because it looks like there's two different... It looks like there's a giant, slight gradient.
You see, this is an amazing thing about light and position of where you are. As you move up and down, the color of the mane and the tail look like they change. I believe they're supposed to be the same color, but because of how big the image is or can be, you can see them as different colors. Isn't this amazing? It's too saturated. It's way too saturated. That's something that happens with too saturated, I believe. Too much.
When I look at a downward angle, it looks like a kind of like a purple thing, and when I look at it from below, it looks like neon blue. I can't even tell what color it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be purple or is it supposed to be blue?
Aren't colors so amazing, guys?
Like for the mane, at least it's like has like the consistent where it's like the brown, the whatever purple blue color and brown, and has the stripes and stuff pretty. They're there, and it's obvious that they're there. But on the tail, it's like all brown, and then this one weird little like squiggle of that other color that I can't properly describe.
Make the match more.
Yeah, like I mean, like it's just a weird design choice, regardless. But specifically, since you don't have it like that on the main thing for the like aesthetics is I tweak the colors, make sure they're not too saturated, because especially when you have them next to unsaturated colors, it's just really, really glaring and jarring. I mean, there's not too much else I could say. Just listen to what we said throughout the whole thing.
Moving on to voting, let's run down who brought what to the show. So, I brought on Paper Stars, Commander brought on Bottled Wishes, Medi brought on Captain Gizmo, and Smooth brought on Nightlight. So, like I said, every time, going back to the same order we presented in and not voting for the same pony you brought to the show. Smooth, who do you vote for?
Honestly, this may seem a bit odd, but I would have chosen the same person for good, whether they brought on their good OC or their bad OC to good OC. I'm giving my vote to Captain Gizmo. And if Medi had brought on Anchors for good, I probably would have voted for Anchors for good.
Yeah, seriously.
Paper Stars.
Cool. I'm probably going to have to give mine to Bottled Wishes.
And I am going to be giving mine to Paper Stars as well.
Yes! I feel like I
Sorry,
haven't won good OC in
Batty.
forever. Well, congratulations, Paper Stars and Rain Amy, for winning good OC. But just like there's a day, there also has to be a night. Just like there's good, there's also got to be a bad. So, moving on to
The duality of the EuroC Sex podcast.
this week, I brought on Skyswift, Commander brought on Lunar Pen, Medi brought on Anchors, and Smooth brought on Revery. Like I said before, same order we presented, not voting for the same one you brought to the party. Smooth, who do you vote for least favorite pony this week?
Lunar Pen.
Cool. Medi?
Lunar Pen.
I'm gonna have to give mine to Lunar Pen.
See, for me, it's like one of them, there's not that much, and then one of them is really good, and I'm definitely not voting for Anchors, and then one of them is like good, and then also like, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Skyswift.
Yeah, second place. Go me. Congratulations, Commander. You know what I could go for next? Medi telling the audience where they could find or where they can submit things.
I mean, if you have OC's questions, the fan art, comments, anything, you can send it
The
to us.
YouTube comment section.
Other than the YouTube comment section. And you can send it all to us at eurocsucks.deviantart.com, at eurocsucks on twitter.com, eurocsuckspodcast@gmail.com, and eurocsuckspodcast.tumblr.com.
This show is supported by the generous people over at patreon.com. You too can support this show with small or large monetary donation to the show on a weekly basis. There are a bunch of different prizes and packages, so head on over to patreon.com/EuroCSucks and sign up today and become one of our patrons.
Become
But
one of our Patreons.
in the meantime, this has been Bat Ponies. Do you guys know what episode we're probably going to be doing next week? Oh, wait! We're not doing an episode next week. We're doing something special next Friday. Be sure to keep an eye out for what that's going to be. But
We still have a few more episodes in our species block, and here's some of the species that we are pretty much set that we are going to do are Changeling. What were some Griffins?
Griffins. Draconiqui, oddly enough.
Oddly enough, apparently. Diamond Dogs. Then Hybrid and other species. Are those like what, 6? Is that? Those are pretty much locked down, and we're going to do them. However,
Most likely, at least.
Yeah, they're pretty close. Not all of them are 100%, but most of them are pretty close. So be sure if you have an OC of one of those species, you send them in to us, because we're going to be getting to those pretty soon, and if you don't send them in a decent bit at least before time, you might miss it, because you might just not realize. So you should definitely do that. You got at least a week downtime because we're doing something different next week. So send us those things, and if you have any OC, like kind of OC of a different species, send it in, and we might be able to do something with it. We don't know. But do it. Go. Yeah.
that is going to be it for this episode. Again, thank you for everyone who watches the show. We appreciate every single one of you. My name has been Modified Thunderbirds. I have been joined by
Commander Sparkle.
Medibobo.
And smooth sailing.
And remember, your OC sucks.